the source, the ground zero of the entire scandal that toppled her presidential ambitions. Buffoon.
Matt, anything to add?
Cheryl Mills is a good one, and it's the idea of what we talked about before, how, Hillary Clinton didn't fail on her own. She was failed by so many of the people who were around her. And Cheryl Mills being like, no, just do this. Don't worry, it's okay, you play by different rules. You play by a different set of rules. You don't have to apologize for them. And that's what makes her Buffoon. The thing about Donna Brazile is that we have had 2 candidates lose in my lifetime, since 2000, lose the Electoral College, but win the popular vote. Al Gore, who Donna Brazile was the campaign manager for, and Hillary Clinton, who Donna Brazile was the head of who was the interim chair of the DNC for at the time. That is twice that she's the head of a major party or head of a campaign, and the candidate failed at the only poll that was actually important. And that is just some high-level, ultimate buffoonery right there. I mean, that is historical-level buffoonery, and it's just, it's the kind of thing you got to shake your head at.
Absolutely. But if anyone can top those 2, it may be the other 2 in this bracket. The number 2 seed, a name the chat room has been clamoring for, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, versus the number 3 seed, maybe a dark horse in this Buffoon of the Year tournament, former Governor Gary Johnson. Matt, you take us through this matchup.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz is buffoonish because she literally rigged the primaries. I mean, rigged is such a loaded word, but I mean, she definitely put her thumb on the scale for Hillary with the scheduling of the debates, with the scheduling of the primaries, with feeding it her information, with feeding her statistics, with stacking the deck in favor of Hillary. And here's the deal. If you're going to stack the deck for your candidate in the primaries, that candidate better win. That candidate better be a juggernaut who can't be stopped. And we all know how that worked out. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz, for stacking the deck in favor of a candidate who would lose in a way that is historic, you are a buffoon. And Gary Johnson, Gary Johnson is so disappointing. I mean, in 2016, both candidates were hugely unpopular for a number of reasons, and he had a chance to be the guy who could, if not, I mean, no one ever thought he'd win, but to make a real showing as a third party and really try and start a third conversation, and he just buffooned it up at every chance he get. What is Aleppo? What is he was like a stoner who was trying to take a final exam that he forgot was coming up.
Sticking his tongue at reporters
totally
and all this stuff.
Moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Amanda, anything to add?
It was just terrible.
You know what? In the interest of time, I'm not going to add on to what Matt said, but I am going to say that this particular region of the bracket was part of our compromise. I had wanted to have Donna Brazile and Debbie Wasserman Schultz meet up together in the first round for a DNC chair to DNC chair head-to-head. But I also wanted to have Cheryl Mills nominated, so my compromise was that I broke them up in the first round in exchange for having Cheryl on the bracket. So to all the listeners out there, if you love buffoonery like I do, you will make sure that in the Elite 8 round, there will be a Donna Brazile, Debbie Wasserman Schultz matchup.
Oh, we're electioneering.
Two buffoonish. Listen, I can do what I want. Let me live my life. We want a DNC chair matchup. It will be epic. Vote them through to Elite 8.
Oh, my goodness. All right, and now finally, we get to the wild cards. Now, wild card could be anybody from anything. It could be a personality, it could be a politico, it could be a member of the media, it could be a local, low-level official, like a mayor or a governor or something like that, and someone that's not on the national scene but made such news. Now, as you've heard so far, we've been doing the number 1 seed unveil first. I'm switching it up this time because you'll see why. The number 2 seed, the number 2 seed in this, and only because I screwed it up and I reversed it in the graphic that I made, that will be up on the site soon. The number
Gene,
2 seed...
Buffoon of the year.
Stop it. The number 2 seed is the New York City Board of Elections versus the number 3 seed, Marilyn Mosby. Guys, I love this matchup so much because it brings out the wonk in me. It's local politics, and it deals with so many issues. New York City Board of Elections, scrubbing hundreds of thousands of people from the voter rolls on primary day, just mucking up probably the most important presidential election season ever. And Marilyn Mosby for going over in the Freddie Gray trials that she put on. Trials that, in my legal opinion, I hope in yours as well, Matt, that should have never seen a courtroom.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, prosecutorial discretion being what it is, you and I could wonk out 100% on this, and no one wants to hear that because, dear God, would that be boring. But, hey, there comes a point where you have to, sure, okay, fine, you want to take one. But when that one comes back is not guilty, maybe take a hint. Maybe take a hint that, the people aren't going to go your way, that cops get the benefit of the doubt, that cops are respected members of our community, regardless of what other people in society want you to think. Maybe take that hint. But, she didn't, so she's a buffoon. And to the New York Board of Elections, so disappointing. Those of us that are listening that aren't from New York, this year when the New York primary was actually worthwhile, was literally, and Gene, tell me if you agree with me, the first time that's ever happened.
In a very long time.
So late in the game that, by the time it gets to us, it doesn't matter. It's been decided, and for once, for both elections, it did. The Board of Elections had one damn job: determine who can vote, and instead it decided, hey, you several 100,000 people, you're dead. And that's just gigantic buffoonery. When you have one job and you fail at it miserably.
And the reason why I love the New York City Board of Elections pick is because a lot of, us on this show, we know a lot of the people who were involved in this epic fail, and we're laughing our butts off about it. Amanda, I know you want to
personal to us, and we apologize to everyone else, but sometimes you just gotta
point of personal privilege. That's all it is. Amanda, I know you want to come in on this one, but let's get to the last matchup, because this, to me, is the reason why I do Buffoon of the Year.
Okay, this is my calling card.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 seed for the wild card bracket, making, what is this, his third appearance? I think it's his third appearance in this contest. Carlos Danger himself, Mr. Homer Abedin, Anthony Weiner, versus... After I say that, does it really matter who he's against? Absolutely it does. Because the person he's against is the man who uses 123 ABC for his password for his email, John Podesta. Amanda, go with it, babe. It's all yours.
I'm not going to waste my time talking about John Podesta. You can read about him. But Anthony Weiner is so close to my heart. That's what I said, yeah.
Oh, wait, I have to... Wait, I know you want to go off on this, Amanda, but Matt, is Anthony Weiner the closest thing to a 100 on the Sharpton scale that we have besides Reverend Al?
After this year, he's in the 90s.
Okay, Amanda, go ahead.
And Amanda can tell us why.
I was a resident of New York's 9th Congressional District in 2011. I lived through the first Weiner text and Twitter scandal. And I worked on the campaign that in 2010 ran against Weiner and was vindicated in 2011 when he vacated his seat and I got to go to Congress. And then in 2013, he struck again with Sidney Leathers. But ladies and gentlemen, this year in 2016, Anthony Weiner created his piece de résistance. Anthony Weiner was able to impact the presidential election because of the fact that investigators were investigating his potential alleged child porn involvement. And by seizing his laptop, they uncovered emails that were involved with the Hillary Clinton campaign and the foundation, and they were brought under a federal investigation, and James Comey sent a notification about it to Congress. I mean, it is exceptional buffoonery to be able to interfere with an election by the involvement of your separate legal case. I mean, folks, you have to understand, like Gene said, this is the third year that Anthony Weiner has been nominated. This is the equivalent of Mike Piazza trying to get in the Hall of Fame to Mets fans. We've been waiting so long to get him into the Hall of Fame and retire him.
He's never won. He's never wone. He's made it to the finals.
Never won.
Twice. He's never won. It's crazy. I can't believe he's never won.
No, Gene, Mike Piazza got into the Hall of Fame this year, and this year Anthony Weiner is going to make it into the Hall of Fame too. This is my horse, and I am going to see him through to the finals and to victory.
I think that might have been the first politigasm on Behind Enemy Lines Radio. Folks, it is time for predictions, and then we gotta go. But before we get to predictions, Amanda, how can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Amanda Kohut, Kohut.
And
Fairly, do you even want people to find you on social media?
If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at FairlyM1999. That's Fairleym 1999, where we party like it's 1999.
Wow. Okay. And finally,
hey man, 2016 took Prince from us, man. We gotta represent.
Yes, I too miss the purple one. However, it is time for predictions, folks. I want it on record. And, of course, you can go on record at goonrecord.com, one of our sponsors that we normally play on the show. Goonrecord.com, tell us what you believe in. Take a stand on Behind Enemy Lines Radio's Buffoon of the Year, or any number of topics, from politics, sports, finance, fashion, religion, whatever it may be. Go on record. What do you stand for? Sign up now. Let the world know what you believe in. I want you to tell me what you believe in as far as the winner for Buffoon of the Year. Matt Fairley, just give me a name, and that's it.
Wiener.
Kohut?
We're going to see Wiener rise this year.
Wiener.
I think he comes up short again. That's just my I think he comes up short. I believe Colin Kaepernick is Buffoon of the Year. I just believe it in my heart and soul. To me, it's Kaepernick or Brazil, but I just hate Colin Kaepernick so much. That's just my pick. All right, folks, I want to thank Amanda Kohut. I want to thank Matt Fairley coming on the show. I want to thank everybody for listening to this show. And I want everybody to know that the fun has just begun with Buffoon of the Year. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to vote on your pick. Polls will be open till the show next week. And we'll announce the winners then of who won the quarterfinal matchups, who moved on to the round of 8. And my goodness, it's going to take us right through to the new year, where we will finally crown Buffoon of the Year 2016. Keep checking us out at www.behindenemylinesradio.us, and let the fun begin, because once again, folks, it's the most wonderful time of year. It's Buffoon of the Year time. Thanks for listening to the show. Hopefully Russ is back with us next week. But until then, we're going to shut this sucker down. Matt, Amanda, thanks so much for coming on. But until next week, we are out of here. Good night, folks. Our position's been compromised. It's time to roll out. Report for debriefing at www.behindenemylinesradio.us, and look for regular communications via Facebook and Twitter at BEL_radio. You are the resistance. Behind Enemy Lines. A rock radio production. Copyright 2016. Back in 7 days. Out.